The Lego room is cooked, and I don't mean that in a positive way. The main thing that's annoying me at the moment is the current display. I think the shelves look messy, and I want to try and diversify what I've got on display, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I think the main focus today is going to be decluttering and diversifying. I want to get a bunch of my built sets on the actual main displays, and also take off some of the sealed sets, which are just basically storage. For example, if you remove this ATST, there's 16 battle packs back there, which just don't need to be there. Let's start off by removing all these sets and figures off the table. Oh wait, I should probably do one of those. I think we should do it progressively. So I'm going to do the two main shelves here, but I'm going to do it shelf by shelf. So rather than taking everything off and it being an absolute mess, I'm going to try and do it slowly so I can kind of keep an idea as to what's what. So let's start off by removing ATST. I'm just going to put these sets on the table for now. We got a Camino sort of gift for purchase there, which is a cool set. Got my Star Wars mug. I'm just going to pop that there. I've got this really cool Flash Speeder set, which I really do like. I believe this is 2014, I want to say. 2015. Guess I don't like Lego. But that certain wave with the sort of Rebels box art I always thought was really cool. The Marauder, or Armored Marauder from Mandalorian, very, very similar size box actually to the Flash Speeder, if you wanted to know. We do have the built 501st Battle Pack, obviously the more hated 501st Battle Pack because it's with the helmet holes, but it's just in this little glass display. That definitely needs a dust, but it's just in there because I had that little display and it fit perfectly. Now we've got these 16 battle packs. I don't need these on display. Again, these could just go in a bulk storage. I'm going to take these off because this is going to free us up a lot of room. And to all the people who say, obviously, like my sets that are sealed are just empty boxes, that gives you an idea. There is a lot of plastic in them. Still just boxes, I get that, but barely sealed. They're not just the empty ones. Right. That's a clearer space. This is what I've come up with for the first shelf. We've got the Twilight, which unfortunately is sticking out a little bit, but I think it still works because it's up in the corner. We've got the Twin Pod Cloud Car, which is a sealed set. And we've also got one of my absolute favorite sets, which is the UCS ATSD sealed. I think that's a much cleaner look, but it mixes used and retired sets, and I think that looks really cool. Our next task is going to be the shelf below. It's a bit of a mess. We have this sort of beautiful plant. We've got my mini mock. We've got the Wampa Cave, ATSD, and the TIE Bomber. To be honest, the ATSD and the TIE Bomber aren't sets I'm dying to have displayed as my sealed collection. I do like the Wampa Cave, displayed, but this is more just storage. So let's clear this out and have a look. So the shelves themselves actually get bigger the further you go down because it's like a ladder system. So the top shelf is thinner and it gets thicker as you go down. So we've got slightly more surface area to work on. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, I think this needs to go on a lower shelf, but it does look kind of cool just in the overall display. So maybe save that for a lower shelf. Okay, I think that looks pretty sweet. So let's get a sealed set next to it to complete the shelf. I'm not overly sure if that works. I've kind of got the frigate here because I think it's a really cool set and it does look really nice as the display. But the turbo tank is kind of having to borrow some of the other shelf. It's kind of going all the way through. Quite like how that looks. So we've got the frigate back there sealed, and we've got a couple of my sets being the Geonosian Cannon, Geonosian Starfighter, then we've got the Battle of Geonosis over there with the bigger sort of separatist cannon. We've got Rex just kind of making a bit of a move to jump on. We've got Luminara, and she's actually got her double face printed, I don't know if you can see it, sort of goggles, because that's what happens in the Desert Storm. You've got one of those like zombified Geonosian guys just running at her there. And there is also one just on the cannon. I think that's quite cool because it does definitely mix the sealed and then the play sets sort of in one. I think that looks pretty good so far. Let's move on to shelf number 3. Okay, so shelf number 3 is shaping up quite nicely. I've got the Playscale Star Destroyer, which looks super sweet. We've got the second version of the B-Wing there, sealed. And we've kept this sort of hanging plant because I think it adds a nice bit of greenery. And I think these 3 shelves are definitely shaping up a lot nicer than just those over there. Okay, this is quite contradicting, but I've kind of gone for a completely different look where I might use the bottom shelves as like bulk storage, purely because this table sits pretty high. So most people, when they come in, kind of can see from sort of almost shelf 1, 2, maybe some of shelf 3, let alone this bottom shelf. So for me, I think this goes all the way back. I've got loads of sealed sets in there, and I think if I use all 3 of the bottom shelves for that, it's going to sort of keep the room fairly tidy, but also mean I can still use this space a bit more clearly. So I like that plan. I'm going to utilize the bottom ones moving forward. Let's take a look at the second unit. So currently we've got the 2 Moss Esper races sealed. We've got the original sort of Snow Speeder, 3-in-1, Jedi Bob Starfighter, you can't see but it's there, Falcon, Ewok Attack, the Yalvin 4, and then a couple more battle packs. So again, I'm going to use the bottom as storage and then try and sort of space out the sealed sets a bit more and also incorporate some of my built sets like I've done on that one. Okay, I haven't actually changed this shelf really. What I've done is I've added the Geonosian Starfighter, which was on the other shelf. I've kept the 2 Moss Esper races there and also the Snow Speeder. I just think it looks so good, so I'm going to keep that as it is. But I have changed this. So what we've done is a very simple change. Where the Geonosian Fighter was, I've then added some Geonosian clones. We got this one that's running, which I think looks really cool actually, how he kind of looks like he's very much in motion. And then we've got one just ambushing over there. So slight change to this shelf, slight change to that shelf, onto this one. Shelf number 2 consists of the Turbo Tank, the Wampa Cave, the AT-RT and a Clone Commander, and also my mock. I have also added Cad Bane into the mock just back there with Sam Wessel. Just think that looks quite nice, and it's a bit of a blend between sealed, used, and my own creation. Rounding out the bottom shelf is just bulk storage. There is a ton of sets. We've got 3 ATTs, a Yalvin 4, plenty of battle packs, just a few of the gift for purchases. But I think that is a great way to just utilize the bottom shelf just to keep a lot of the sealed sets here, but then make sure the main shelves are beautifully displayed. This is what the final shelves look like. I think they look super cool and have a real mix between sealed, retired, and also built. I think that looks really sweet. So this is how the display looks. We've really changed the look of these 2 shelves. I think it looks really nice. There's a mix of sealed sets, retired but built sets, and also some new on the shelf but sealed at the bottom for storage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video just changing up the Lego room. I am going to do some more off camera, but there is an awful lot to do, but I thought I'd bring you along for some of it. Hope you enjoyed this style of video. See you next time.